G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
Damn, it didn't even play my intro. Hang on a second.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet. I'm on my way to a brand new kit.
There we go. Welcome back, eSIM Studios YouTube channel. We are live on this Thursday evening, May the 7th, 2026. Hope everybody's doing A-okay. Had a good day today. It's good to see everybody. Let me make sure audio's sounding all right. Sounds good. All right, so before we get started, I want to let you know Mother's Day just right around the corner. I mean, it's literally right over here. So Sunday, don't forget Mother's Day. eSIM Studios YouTube channel is sponsored by 1-800-Flowers. When all else fails, if you can't think of anything, if you've gotten her this, gotten her that, and it may not even be your mother, maybe your wife, your sister, whoever. If you're struggling to find some ideas about what to get her, go to 1-800-Flowers. Flowers never fail. Trust me, I know. So 1-800-Flowers, they provide a phenomenal service. The link down below in the description box gets you 30% off your flowers and an extra $10 off your order. But you're going to want to do it quick because you want to lock in that date, that delivery time, whether you want it delivered Saturday or Sunday, right? You want to get that locked in. So go down below. 1-800-Flowers will get you squared away on your Mother's Day. And then in the future, if there's a birth date, a get-together, a graduation, anything, any celebration, right? Anything at all, 1-800-Flowers has got you covered. So they want to, I reached out to them today, they want to extend the sponsorship past Mother's Day. So yay. So 1-800-Flowers got you covered. And Lyca Mobile. How could I forget Lyca Mobile? Well, they have phenomenal deals, so I definitely wouldn't forget Lyca Mobile. They got two plans. Well, actually, they got a lot of plans, but two in specific that I promote. 18 gigs of data per month, high-speed 5G data. You get 10 gigs of hotspot data, unlimited talk and text over 100 countries around the world for only $7.50. I repeat, $7.50. They also have an unlimited plan. If you want to go unlimited data, unlimited calling, unlimited texting, $18 a month. That beats basically everybody, right? So especially that 18 gig plan covers like 99% of people. So go down and link below. Lyca Mobile, would appreciate it. Thank you very much. So we got some interesting stuff going on. Hey, what's going on, brother? Thank you for joining me today, joining us today. This is our channel. Got some interesting news. So I have an update on the Pixel stuff, and it's not pretty. So when Google put out the May update, well, let me rewind it. So if you're unaware, my focus doesn't look good. So let's take it back. Let's take it back a few weeks with the April update. And this goes out to basically all Pixels, but in particular, the newer models, especially the 10 series, the latest and greatest. But I've also heard people reach out or in comments and say that their 9 series is jacked up, their 8 series, but a lot of people on the 10 series. And in particular, it hits home right here. So we have a Pixel 10 Pro here in the house. Horrible battery life. That's what the April update brought. So instead of optimizing the operating system, it literally did the opposite. Takes forever to charge and drains very fast. It's very annoying. When the May update came out just a few days ago, I think I put a video out about it in regards to, yes, this is supposed to fix the battery drain bug that's affecting so many Pixel users, right? We've discussed a lot of Pixel lately just because of the new series that's coming out, the specs leak, this and that. But Pixel lately has been leaving a bad taste in people's mouth. Just well, this battery drain bug is one of the many things that people have kind of been uneasy as of late in regards to just being a Pixel user, right? Generally, it's a phenomenal experience. Generally, I recommend Pixel to everybody. Well, I'll say everybody, at least my family, right? It's a good, dependable phone. Easy operating system, smooth, fantastic photos. Video's all right. But, Pixel's up there when it comes to photo quality. It's just a good device. But it's been hard to recommend it lately just due to all the bugs and all the issues that the 10 series has been having. Well, since the 10 has been released, it's been an okay phone. It's just this past month has been really tough. Now, what has been really tough? Well, yeah, it's that battery drain bug. These phones right now, the Pixel 10 Pro we have is almost unusable. That's how bad it's been. It takes almost 2 hours to charge. It charges like pretty quick up until like 60% battery life, 70% battery life. And then it seems like that last 30% literally takes like an hour to charge. You want to pull your hair out. And then once you get it to 100%, it drains very quickly. Not a good combination. So you can see where the frustration starts to build up. I've heard a lot of people say they've had it, right? Especially after this May update that we just got a couple days ago was supposed to fix this battery drain issue. It appears it has not. So for those of y'all that are out there that do have a Pixel that are experiencing some of these very same issues that we are experiencing here, there might be a fix. And no, it does not involve doing a factory reset because that necessarily doesn't really work either. Now, what fix am I talking about? Well, you could just wait what seems like another month for them to put out the June update, but who wants to wait a month when the device is almost unusable as is? Now, I would like to tell you that Google is working on an emergency update because every now and then they'll do that, right? If something's very serious like this Pixel bug, this battery drain bug right now, and there's a ton of complaints online and on YouTube, the developers will go back to the lab and try to work around the clock to try and figure out what's draining the battery. Okay, let's sanitize and or pinpoint this issue, and then we'll fix it and then issue out an update. In fact, I can think of a couple of months in the last 3 years, or should I say a couple of updates in the last 3 years, where they'll issue an update, a monthly security patch, something's drastically wrong, and then a week later, they'll issue a second update, kind of an emergency update, just to specifically address that issue. Now, they haven't made a statement on this month's issue. I reached out, and nothing as of yet. But if they do reply, I'll certainly let you know. Or if they make a public statement, I'll certainly let you know. But I do have a fix, potentially. Now, I don't know. I'm sure you could go around looking around the internet, and maybe I'll do it on mine. I don't know. We'll see how much time I have. But you could wait a month, or you could wait for a potential security emergency update, as I just mentioned, or you can install the beta. So Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 was just released, and that could solve the battery drain bug, right? There's obviously something in the battery, or something in the code. I don't know. I haven't really sat down and tried to pinpoint it. Been too busy. But that is always a potential fix. Now, if this is really bothering you, like if I had to use that Pixel as my daily driver, it would drive me insane. I get it. And there's a lot of people in that very position where you're almost desperate. You're, willing to do or try anything. Well, I think installing the beta is a potential, dare I say, fix, but we're going to go through everything new in Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 just in case you do want to go down that road and see if this will fix it. We're going to dive into everything that's new and everything they added into this beta. But I would suggest, after we do go through what's new in this beta, I would suggest still maybe holding on a day or two just to let people that have installed this get the word out online. Pixel does have a really, really good Reddit thread that a lot of users put their experiences on there. You can ask questions. This Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 did come out yesterday, so it is available to download and install if you want to go down that road. Just remember, and I'm going to remind everybody again once we get a little bit towards the end of reviewing all of these features, is that if you go into the beta, you download it, you install it on your device, just remember, when you want to go back to stable, you're going to have to wipe your phone. Now, hear me out. It might not be such a bad thing because maybe there's some people that are just at their wits' end, ready to pull their hair out, and like, I can't wait for Google to do anything, right? And you might just want to try it and say, well, screw it. Even if I was going to factory reset it anyways to see if I could fix this bug. So let me install Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 to see if it'll fix it. Because when you install the beta, all your apps, everything is pre-installed. Well, not pre-installed, but you get the point. It's just like updating a regular security patch. All your apps, all your settings, all your pictures, everything is still there. Your accounts, your emails. You just roll into the beta. But as I mentioned, just making this clear, I know I've repeated myself a couple times, but if you want to back out of the beta, you're going to have to wipe your data. So, just beware. Just beware. So we're going to get into it here. What's up, man? Do you still use the OnePlus 15 today, or you returned it? The phone is undoubtedly the go-to battery. I haven't. I don't use. I've been so busy. I've been getting this new I've been building 2 websites from the ground up. I'm just squeezing this live stream in. So the last thing, I guess I could always throw my SIM in there, but there's a gazillion and one updates, and I need to be a little bit better about keeping up to date, updating my stuff. Yeah, I'll probably go back to it. I've had my main SIM in this S26 Ultra as my daily driver since it was launched. And I just threw my SIM in here and just kind of forgot about everything else. As far as, in the past, I'd be a little bit better. Every week I would put my SIM in a different phone if there was nothing that was launched recently, kind of like this. I would like to go back to it though. It's a fun, dude. Oh, I think we're going to go back. So I think like in 2 or 3 years, maybe even 5, maybe even 10 years, maybe even, when I'm 80 years old walking with a cane, be like, remember that OnePlus 15? Oh man, what a amazing phone. I think it's going to be a classic. Now, just for the simple fact, it was, I guess, their last OnePlus device that we can get our hands on. They are going to make a OnePlus 16. I've seen leaks of that. It looks like it's going to be badass, but it's not even going to be worth us purchasing it outside of China. The bands are going to be all jacked up for your carrier. It's just not going to be worth it, So I guess potentially you could buy it, but it's going to have Color OS. It's just not going to be the same as a US model OnePlus device like the OnePlus 15. So I think it's going to be a classic. And yeah, I probably need to go back to it. Actually, you know what? I wanted to get the Sandstone. And just maybe over the last couple of days, I started to look to see if I could find any good deals on one. I've always wanted the Sandstone, never got it. And because I bought it twice. I got the black one when it launched, and then another black one, a couple months ago. But I really, really want the Sandstone. So if I can find a good one, you know what I'll do? probably do that. I'll probably wait, because when I switch to it, I doubt I'm gonna go, put my SIM in anything else. Now, if I get another signature, I might. But I'm probably just gonna throw my SIM card in a Sandstone OnePlus 15, call it a day because when will the next phone release be? Not till the Pixel 11 series in August, and I don't think I'm gonna go that route this year. So essentially, I would be throwing my SIM in that and using that as a daily driver for months. So that's probably what I'll do now that I think about it. I really want a Sandstone. I've always wanted the Sandstone. I'm gonna see what else is out there. Yeah, what's going on, man? Good to see you again. Hope you had a good day today. Oh man, we sure do. And that's another phone I do want to get my hands on. So, and I haven't even given it that much thought. I am torn between the Ultra and the Pro. Like, I want the Ultra because of the modem, because of the Snapdragon modem, and it gets the T-Mobile 5G here. But I want the Pro because it's like $800, $700 cheaper. And it's essentially, you're splitting hairs when it comes to photo quality between the Pro and the Ultra. I mean, Ultra's cool because it's Ultra and it's just the newest product, but, and look, if I already have the OnePlus 15, why would I be getting well, I don't know. I'll leave that up for thought later, but I still haven't made my mind up. You'll buy it overseas, the OnePlus 16? You went with the black color because I think it handles heat better than the Sandstone color. Yeah, you bring up a good point because they are different materials. A lot of people don't know that. The actual material OnePlus constructs those phones with, when they put out a phone, you think it's the same phone, right? But, I mean, it's the same phone, but actually the build materials, like, that they actually make it out of, the back panel is different on the black one from the Sandstone one. And the Sandstone one is actually, dare I say fiberglass, but it's a different material. I have to go look it up. I just can't remember what it is. But the black one is technically more durable, meaning if you drop it, it's more likely to not break. So that's why I got it. I got black in the first place. Plus, I thought it just looked so cool, So, but I think the white, I think the Sandstone looks freaking amazing. Average Dad official.com, giztop.com, and clove.co.uk are some of the good sites to buy from. You might also want to look at Swift Electronics. So I've been to Swift Electronics. I frequent Giztop quite often. And Average Dad Official, I've been to his once or twice just to make that video, or I think that live stream that we did a couple weeks ago. But after I saw his prices, maybe they changed. I'll go back and check it out again and see what they are. Yeah, because it is cheaper, because if you look at the Giztop Ultra, Oppo Find X9 Ultra, basically $1,500, and the X9 Pro is like $750, I think. So it's essentially $750 cheaper. See what I'm saying? I'm like, now the only downside to that is that, I'm not gonna say downside, because I mentioned that last week that it was a negative for me, at least because of my dead spot, but it does have the MediaTek CPU in there, which I actually think it is a phenomenal CPU, but I'm talking about the modem, right? So that modem does not get T-Mobile's new 5G network. Not that it's a big deal. I guess it is to me, but I've had a ton of people reach out to me in the comments saying that they don't have any issues, and I get it. They don't have any issues, but they're not. Oh, maybe they are, but like, I'm in a bad dead spot. Like, I've made numerous videos about it. It's a bad dead spot, and that's the only thing that is preventing me from, I guess, buying it, honestly. But it's and look, when you get down to pictures, is it really that much of a difference? And I put a video. I watched a video in a really good comparison between the Ultra and the Pro. There's just not enough difference to justify me paying, or anybody paying $750 more. I get it. Everybody wants the new phone, the new Ultra, but when it comes down to like the actual photos, like the quality and the videos, it's basically the same. So we'll see. I still haven't made my mind up. I haven't really had time to think about it. Haven't had time to think about much lately. I've been trying to hammer out these websites. Man, talk about talk about Oppo phones going forward instead of OnePlus. No kidding. And it really sucks, man. It really freaking sucks. It's the only reasonable replacement. Love using OnePlus 13R and Pad 3 together. That's one thing that I wish more companies would do, is making their devices like more seamless. And I know it depends. Samsung's pretty good with their ecosystem. I'm not happy with the Pixel or Google ecosystem. Kind of sucks. But OnePlus does a fantastic job with syncing with iOS devices, right? Like just stuff that you don't ever think of. They do a really, really good job at that, and I'm assuming Oppo does too. Yeah, I really like MediaTek products. Buy the X9 Pro, and if it's that bad, just sell it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I don't think I'll have any issues. That's a good idea. Yes and no. So that's what I was referring to, but the new standard, the 5G standard that T-Mobile is on, is release 18. Release 18. It was just launched maybe about 10 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that. Release 18. So the Dimensity, the modem in the Dimensity 9500 goes up to release 17. The new Snapdragon 80 Elite Gen 5 goes up to release 18. And I was like, well, can't they just, push an update and activate it? And apparently, look, I've seen some that say they can, and some that, and a lot that said that they can't or they won't, because on their next release, the Dimensity 9600, that's when they're upgrading the new modem. That's when it's actually going to have the same modem that the Pixel is going to get in the Pixel 11 series. That new MediaTek, what is it? Dimensity X90 modem. That modem is going to be in the Dimensity 9600, and it's going to get release 18. So, I don't know. It is, man. Stuff is so freaking crazy, right? Makes you we're going to get into the Android 17 right now. Makes you wonder, like, when I look at phone, like, don't get me wrong, $2,000 is very expensive for a mobile device. However, when I'm looking at phones to buy, like OnePlus 15, a Sandstone, I'm like $750, $800, or like $767. I'm like, yeah, I could probably fit that in. And, thinking in my head, I might be able to sell this or do, whatever, trying to fit it in. And then I go look at, like, I don't know, just for example, a washer and a dryer. $799. I'm like, damn, that's expensive for that washer and dryer. And then later in the day, I'm thinking, like, well, hold up. Why am I saying, holy crap, it's expensive for a washer and a dryer, $799? And then I'm like, I don't even think twice when I'm thinking about a phone. See what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to, like, catch myself. And I'm like, these things are expensive. I got to remind myself. But that's just the going rate, for these, or when it comes down to getting a laptop, right? A $1,500 laptop is a very nice laptop. It's close to flagship, like top of the line. Well, just like your phone. They're expensive. They're freaking expensive. There's a 2 terabyte iPhone Pro Max cost. Yeah. Yo, after recording I can see why. At first, I was like, why do people buy these massive storage drives or these massive storage capacity iPhones? Like, really, who needs 2 terabytes? And then my 256 gig iPhone 17 Pro is filled up in like 2 months, and I'm like, well, hold up, how is it already filled up in just 2 months? So I'm like, I guess I can see why they get 2 terabytes. If you're a content creator or whatever, if you do lots of photos, lots of videos, it's the videos that chew up that memory. I can see why, but I'm never getting one. I just erase stuff and go back to 0. All right, let's jump in this. So I wanna check out Android 17 QPR1 beta 2. Let's go. Come on now. So, Android 17 QPR1 beta 2. Now, it was just released. I've always been a proponent of beta programs, minus as of late, because I had a really bad experience on the Pixel 9 Pro XL. For the first 6 months, that was my favorite, one of my favorite phones of all time. And then I jacked it up by installing the beta. And of course, I could have uninstalled the beta and rolled back to stable, but I had a whole bunch of other phones, and I was like, screw it, I'll just put my SIM card in another phone. Never rolled back to stable until I was ready to sell it. But so since then, I haven't enrolled any Pixels in betas. But typically, they've been a-okay for me and for a lot of people, right? It was kind of rare that you had a huge issue. Well, one of those trade-offs, risking having a big bug versus brand new Android features, boy, that's a lot of fun. And here are the new features that are in Android 17 QPR1 Beta 2 for Pixel devices. So they're getting some interesting new features. Some I'll maybe use, some I probably won't. But let's jump to the first one. So here's Agent Activity. So this is an AI assistant for your activity. The privacy dashboard gets updated descriptions for new activity monitor introduced in Android 17 on AI assistants. Something I would probably never look at. You also get new icons for editing quick settings. Editing quick settings. Looks fairly similar to me. I really don't see a difference. And that's the thing. On some of these beta programs or these new features that come out, that's why sometimes I don't even bother making a video, because I'm like, I mean, maybe I'm not looking hard enough, but kind of looks the same to me. I mean, what did they change? Like one shade of color, or I don't know. Am I missing something? Probably. Let's go. App notification dots were tweaked. This is another thing that would probably go right over my head, but that's why we're reviewing this now, so you can kind of know what's new in regards to the beta if you want to install it. I did not put a link down below, but I might do that after this is over if you're interested. So, a change introduced in the first beta last month. So every slightly redesigned notification dot by adding a white ring. So you got a white outline now. I like it with the old way, because the new way on the right side blends in. Like, what's the point of a notification dot if it just blends into your icon? Like, give me a bright, bold color like how it used to be on the left side. You can see that a lot easier, right? I don't know why they would want to change that. It kind of defeats the purpose of a notification dot. Now, was that it? I could have sworn there was more. Kind of boring. So you might want to install it if you have the Pixel battery drain bug. You might not. Those are the few new features, but let's take a deeper dive into some of these bug fixes that you can expect if you're possibly interested in installing this beta. So, resolved an issue where terminal app fails to launch. Okay, fixed a display issue where date and weather information overlapped. Terminating a third active call from the head unit incorrectly disconnects an existing conference call. Okay. Fixed an issue where mobile signal bars incorrectly display. Custom themed app icons incorrectly appear enlarged. They also resolved a bug in the F2FS file system that could result in data corruption. That's not good. Fixed a UI issue that caused visual instability or glitches when moving applications. Fixed an issue where navigation bar swipe gestures failed. And then resolved an issue where the Bluetooth tethering toggle would reset to off after a device restarts or Bluetooth cycles. Okay, we did not hear anything in regards to battery. But look, I know there's some people out there that are really desperate. Again, that may be their only phone, right? Willing to try anything and willing to go as far as factory resetting. But that's a whole pain in the ass. Why would you want a factory reset if you could potentially solve your battery drain issue by just rolling into this beta? Now, it opens up a whole nother door of possibilities of issues. Now, it's not guaranteed when you install beta, you're going to have every issue under the sun. There's been some betas where my phone is completely fine. There's some betas where, man, there's a long list of bugs that's out there on the internet, but I only have like one of them, and it's not that big of a deal. So it's usable. So that's what I'm saying. If you have a bad battery drain bug right now in your Pixel, this is a potential fix. But again, remember, if you want to roll back to stable, you got to factory reset it. Just make sure you keep that in mind. It depends on the settings of the pics and the videos you take. The higher resolution, the bigger the size. Also, app sizes are massive compared to the Android counterparts. Yeah. Nothing OS, it's all right. It's like Pixel. That's the closest thing to Pixel. I like it. It's simple. It's like Pixel but customizable. It's like a custom ROM essentially. Yeah, I like it. I like Oxygen OS better. I like One UI better, but I do like Nothing OS just because it's like Pixel. And again, I'm a lifelong Pixel user, and I like the operating system. It's just like way more customizable. So yeah, I like it. I'm waiting for I guess Nothing Phone 4 to come out and see what they can do with that, because the 4A Pro just was not cutting it for me. So let's get into this. So what am I doing here? So did y'all see this? So I don't know if you remember, last week I did a story, or we reviewed a story last week where, do you remember? And I think we just briefly passed over it, but I mentioned Samsung is working on a 3D display. Not for this next upcoming phone, the S27 series, but like, I don't know, S29, something a few years away, S30, as crazy as that sounds. A 3D display, meaning like a hologram, right? Like you're watching a football game and the players look like they're actually running on the screen. Well, guess what? They also caught the eye of Apple. Now, as you know, Apple uses Samsung as their display supplier. Not 100%, but I think it's damn near close to 100% for their displays. And as much as they are competitors, they're in business together, right? Their display department, I don't know what Samsung calls it, but whoever gets with Apple behind the scenes and talks about what kind of displays you need and how many orders of this do you need. Well, I guarantee you they were like, yo, let me show you something, because I guarantee you there's prototypes in the lab. I bet they invited the Apple people to come over and come to the Samsung lab and showed them, I don't know, watching an NBA playoff basketball game in 3D, and I bet they were blown away. So Apple went back to Cupertino in their offices and said, we needed these 3D displays ASAP. And, they got a new CEO, a younger guy, more hip to what's going on and more likely to take a couple of chances that Tim Cook might not willing, to take, right? Because if you introduce something like this, it's a big shakeup. in a cool way, but it's a big change nonetheless, whichever way you want to look at it. And I think with this new CEO, they're willing to maybe take a couple more chances, and this is a perfect example. So it appears Samsung is going to be supplying iPhones with 3D displays, just like with their own Galaxies. Now, this is going to be cool because it requires zero 3D glasses. Remember when I have a monitor up here? You remember when the 3D TVs were big, maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago? Oh, 3D TV, but you had to have those stupid glasses on. You just look like a pure idiot. Well, this display doesn't require glasses, doesn't require anything. It can be toggled on or off in your settings, just like with a privacy display. And the cool thing with this is that it's very realistic. It looks almost like a hologram. Again, like the players are running on the screen. How badass is that? But just imagine how many people are going to get headaches. Because there were a lot of people complaining, and rightfully so, about this privacy display here on this S26 Ultra. Imagine when they pump it up with steroids and make it 3D. People are like, Watch. I guarantee you. Now, there's no timeline when Apple's going to put this on their phones. We don't have an exact date when Samsung's going to put this on their phones. But probably, realistically, within the next 3 to 4 years. So that's just something to look forward to. So keep an eye out on for that 3D display, 3D iPhone. What do they call it? The iPhone 3D. Got an Amber Alert. iPhone 3D. Now, we were just talking about Pixel. I know the Pixel 11 hasn't even come out yet with that new G6. And guess what? We got Pixel 12 news already. Somebody's been a chatty patty over there at the Mountain View lab, right? Wherever they're doing this testing. So Google staying with the Tensor chip. So if you were like me and kind of knew they were staying with Tensor, but kind of had some slither of hope that they would go to MediaTek, no. They heard us talking online and they wanted to shut us up. So Google is reiterating that Tensor is here to stay, whether you like it or not. So Pixel 12, guaranteed Tensor G7 chip on the way. Now, I don't necessarily mind the whole Tensor thing. Do I wish they went with MediaTek? Yeah. But look, they certainly would not have, I certainly would not have made, let me put it this way. We would not be traveling down this road that we're at right now if I had some say so within the Pixel team, Pixel department. I just wouldn't. I get why they did it, right? But has it really benefited them? Now, maybe it's a long-term play. And that's what they said when they said that we're dropping Snapdragon. This is a long-term play. We're damn near, 6 years in with this upcoming one, and I still don't see the benefits, right? It's AI, it's this and that. Nobody uses AI. Well, you know what I mean. I would like to see a little more performance. Sorry. But until they can, now again, I'm not expecting them to be on Qualcomm level, but I would like to see something there. Like we've been on this bumpy road with potholes for the last few years where we're just expecting them to, give us a little something, give us a little power bump, give us a little this, a little that, a little performance here and there. Nothing. It literally seems like we're going backwards each year we go on. But the G7, the Tensor G7 is being developed for Google's Pixel 12. Remember, these phones take 3 to 4 years just before they even really get started, just before it's next up. So this Pixel 12 has been in development since the last couple of years, right? Since probably the Pixel 8 or 9 was out. Like they've already started working on it. Designs, layouts, suppliers. Can we do this? Can we do that? And the R&D. These take a long time. So that's why I really wasn't surprised to see this leak but I think they did it on purpose. Remember, leaks happen for a reason. Everybody saw the 5-year-old GPU they were going to use last week. Oh, everybody freaked out. Even I kind of blasted them for, what the hell are you doing? Why can't they just go to Qualcomm or do something else? Oh, and Google says, well, no, we're sticking with Tensor. So, again, I'm going to kind of reserve judgment until we actually get them in hand, because we all love blasting stuff and people and products, but I think I already know what to expect with this device, right? It is what it is. I think it's pretty Pixel's pretty solidified with what they are at this point, and to expect anything out of the ordinary would not be prudent. Meaning, it would not be. It's just, why are we expecting anything more if we've gotten 6 years of this? So, anyways, just like you know, you're getting a Tensor with the Pixel 12. Now, look at this. Speaking of CPUs, if you're interested in a Samsung Galaxy S26 FE, well, it looks like they're putting it together, and it looks like they're going with another Exynos CPU. This time, it's going with the Samsung Exynos 2500, the same Exynos that's in the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 7. On first thought, it's not a bad idea. I get why Samsung's doing this, but on the other hand, if I'm a consumer, I'm like, do I really want a 2500, an Exynos 2500 in this phone? It's certainly not a bad CPU, because I have extensive use with this CPU on the Flip 7. I've had it for months. However, it doesn't get T-Mobile's newest, latest 5G network. It only goes up to release 17 and not release 18s. But other than that, it's a decent performer. Look, if anybody has the Flip 7, you know exactly what I mean. I don't have any complaints with the Flip 7. Doesn't overheat. You know, I edit some videos on there every now and then. I can handle it. So it gets Wi-Fi 7. That's one of my main concerns now. So, but you know, it's out there, and I don't know when they are going to release this. It's probably going to be, when did that last one come out? Let's see. I have no clue. However, make sure you subscribe to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel, and I will definitely let you know. Because I know we have some subscribers that use the FEs, and they're good for knowing what they're good for, if that makes sense. Like, they're not going to blow you away with specs, but it'll get your foot in the door in the Galaxy world. And, you know, they're decent phones. Nothing to brag about, but it'll get the job done. If you catch my drift, right? Let's see here. Would you take One UI over Oxygen OS? That's a hard question. It depends. It depends on and it depends not on the actual device that has One UI or Oxygen OS. I think it depends on, because they're neck and neck. They, as far as customizations, settings, everything you can do on a Samsung, you can do on OnePlus. And in fact, I think OnePlus might actually have One UI beat, maybe by a few extra features and or settings, specifically with iPhone stuff, because you can pair them directly with iPhone stuff in the settings. And that's what I mean. It depends on what's around me. Depends on what I'm using. Because I compare my Samsung phone to a lot of electronics in here. Do you have a Samsung tablet? Do you have a OnePlus tablet? Do you just have a Windows laptop? Do you have a watch? I guess it would depend on what's around me. I could use either one and not complain, but just answering your question in a vacuum with nothing else in consideration, I'm so used to Samsung though. I've been a Samsung user. Well, I guess I have been for for Oxygen OS. Man, that's a hard question. And probably Oxygen OS. Although I would lean towards Samsung, but maybe I'm just biased because I'm using one right now. I could go with one with Oxygen OS. I really like it. It just sucks that they're leaving the US and the world market. Because remember, they're transitioning the remaining OnePlus phones, their flagship phones, are only releasing in China, and the budget they're only releasing in India. And they're going to do away with Oxygen OS. They're going to roll back to Color OS. So essentially, Oxygen OS is going to be no more. Now, they're going to continually update it. They have to legally, but those updates are going to be coded and developed by Oppo developers. See what I'm saying? Well, not a bad thing. I'm just saying it sucks because eventually, as One UI continues, Oxygen OS is not. So, what time is it here? I got to get on. Never used One UI. Really? It's pretty similar. If you think about it, essentially the same. I mean, they are, but they're not. You know, like the settings, the customizations, the widgets, the this, the that, the wallpaper, how you do this. And it's pretty similar. It's very similar. And I think they did that on purpose and for good reason. Samsung's got a phenomenal operating system, but OnePlus does too. Now, you can make an argument that OnePlus, the Oxygen OS, is better because it's more optimized. You can fly around that operating system like you're driving a Ferrari. Like it just zoom, zoom, zoom. What would that be? That zoom, zoom, zoom is Mazda. But you get the point. Pixel's not hardware first. Yeah, I know, and they're stepping on their own shoes because that's why everybody's so pissed off now with this battery drain bug that's been hindering these devices for the last month. It's not hardware first. It's software first, and it's software that's draining the battery. Something in the software is just killing these phones. And see, there's a thin fine line between, maybe it's blurred, between performance and usability, right? But I think the Pixel is getting a lot more lopsided on what's even the right term? Software first. It's getting so lopsided. The competition, on the other hand, like OnePlus, is blowing them away. Now, OnePlus is more even, but they're way up here because their software experience is phenomenal, but their phones are blazing fast as well. So Google is getting left behind in the dust. I know a lot of people don't want to admit that, but that's just a fact. Now, does it affect your daily use? No, typically, Pixel is pretty fast and snappy. But again, with my experience, pretty choppy when it comes down to editing 4K videos. So when it comes down to that, that's when I have a complaint. Best phone tech guy with info, bro. Thank you very much. I'm not trying to compete against anybody or anything. I just, like today, I just jumped on and went live. I didn't have any notes or anything or scripts or whatever. Google needs to step their game up. Yes, they do. Should you jailbreak your iPhone? Depends. Are you going to use it for a daily driver? Because if you are, I would not. If you're just going to use it as a fun phone, yeah, go ahead. Daily driver? No, it's not worth it nowadays. It's not worth it. Because stuff's going to mess up. You're going to be out doing something when you're least expecting it, and your phone's going to jack up. It's happened to me. I used to be a flashaholic. I used to flash a new ROM every single day on my Nexus 5, right back in the day. Come home from work. Oh, what new ROM do we got now? And flash it. But then when you're out and about, least expecting it, oh, I can't get data. Oh my God. Or my hotspot doesn't work. Oh, my whatever doesn't work. It'll get you when you're least expecting. If it's just a little throwaway, a little burner phone, who cares? But nah, I'm not doing that. We've moved past that now. Just join live. What do you mean about new T-Mobile 5G bands? Give me a second, would you? Or maybe I'll fill him in the chat. I don't know. Like, this cat's about to jump on the desk and mess everything up. Hang on. All right, I'm gonna have to get out of here soon, but okay, so T-Mobile just released. I say just. I'm gonna make this quick because I know I've been over it already, but I want to answer your question. T-Mobile came out. Okay, so the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, you see 5G everywhere. AT&T's got the best 5G network. Oh, Verizon's got the fastest 5G network. T-Mobile, Cricket got 5G now. Technically, if you want to get technical, it's technically not 5G. It's like 4G pumped full of steroids. Boom, 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 boom. And they pump up this network. So it's technically built on the old 5G or the current 5G, not T-Mobile. Damn. Hang on a second. I got an important phone call. So I'm going to end it here. This is going to be a long, it's going to be, I can't take a time out, but I'll see y'all tomorrow. I got to take this important phone call. Subscribe to the eSIM Studios YouTube channel. We'll talk about 5G tomorrow. I got to go. Peace.
Yeah. Woo.
I just need my space right now.
Fresh off the G5 jet, I'm on my way to a brand new kit.